Hello everyone. So in our previous video we have seen on how are we able to set all the changes that coming from this particular both of this particular data here, input fields here. So if you go to, let's give it a check here. In order to check whether is it working, we can just do console log here, and by consoling we are gonna see what are we able to see, what does it return as. And here we can see first name. We can also say first name like this, and you can also make another console for last name like this here. So this will copy, just paste it right here. So let's hit save and let's go to our browser here, and let's see what is it being, how is it being stored as. The inspec here. So when you click on inspec, you check the console. So as you can see here, let me just clear the old ones. So as you can see here, whatever I make a change here, for example I make a D here. So this is the first name, and this input field is empty, is because last name is not working. So it's empty, so it's not showing up anything, so it's basically like nothing to show. And if I put a G here, so as you can see in this particular two here, it says D and G. So that's how it works. For example, in this case I'm going to say A as D. In this second field I'm going to say W Q W E R T. And as you can see here, it is all are being saved every single time when you make a change to it in these two particular fields here. So that's the first thing here. And also I've also mentioned that this is not a good way, because we don't want it to be we don't want it to code like, let's say if you have more than 2 inputs here, since currently we have just 2. Let's say if we have 10 inputs, we are not going to make it like a 10 set of fields, 10 set of set states like this, which is not a good and ideal way to actually a good practice way at all. So what we can do here, we can make everything, we can just make only one single set state, only one of it, and we can make it as an object. So by making it an object, we can actually like save it to the same object, but we're just going to change the value of that particular field inside that object. So that's the basic idea of what we're going to do next. We're just going to improve this particular form into a more dynamic and less number of lines of code, and it's faster, by the way, it's more efficient, by the way. So how are we able to do that? It says we're going to just need to close everything here. We're just going to close this. Yeah, we won't be needing like more like the one that's already been duplicated. Like this is 2 here, we just need 1, and in this case it's going to place 1 here, and here there's 2 input fields. So as you can see, there's handle change. We have 2 different handle change here, but we're going to use the same function. So in this case I would like to select handle change, and only thing I have to change is a number here. So both of these handle change are the same. So there needs to be one way where we can differentiate between the first input field and second input field. We're gonna use another new field inside this input box here. So we're gonna go beneath the value here. What you're gonna do is that we're gonna have another, like a way to differentiate between these 2 inputs is we're gonna use it name. So name is basically another new field where we can actually make it to be set it to different values. For example, the first one is different name and second one different name, like this. Let's see if we have opened the first 2 input boxes, inputs. For example, the first one should be first name like this. So in this first name, we're gonna make it coming directly from the what we have set state here. So yeah, so these 2 names are supposed to be the name of that thing that coming directly from our set state value here. So that's the thing. So in order to do, let's make the set state first also. And the first thing is that we're going to save the value as an object. For example, a form data object, and we're going to name it set form data as well. Set form data, and we're going to save it not just a string here, we're going to save it as an object. So we need to initialize an object called before that we need to make a curly braces. That's the way we can save it as an object. And what you can do inside this curly braces is that let's make it the value of the first input box here, which is first name. Okay, and let's make it yeah, empty string. And also we're gonna make another variable called last name. Okay, last name like this, and we're gonna also initialize it to empty string. And there you go. So these two are the values that we're gonna make it. We're gonna name it. We're gonna take this and we're just gonna place it right into our name here, because this is one way where we can actually differentiate between both of them, both of the input boxes here. So first name and last name. So in that way we are able to make it like we can actually like differentiate between all this input. Okay, this input that which has a name of first name, that's change has been made, and this input, whenever we make a change inside last name, and we can capture it and we can store it as a last name as well. And that's the basic few steps. And we still have one more thing to change, is that handle change here. Okay guys, so the next thing that we should be doing is that we need to make sure how is whether does this value called name is being displayed or not. So let's go to the handle change here. This is where we're gonna change, and we're gonna remove this old function which we have used in the previous lesson here. Okay, event.target.value is the value that is like recently has been edited or changed, but I would like to also capture the value of this, by the way, the name here. So how are we able to do that? Just need to make console here .log, and this instead of value here, I'm gonna place name here, because I would like to capture which particular field has been changed. For example, it's either the first name field or the last name field. So let's give it a save here, and let's go to our console, and let's go to console like this. Just close it, everything here, and I'd like to see which field has been changed. For let's say right now I'd like to make a change to the first name field. So in this case I'd like to place A, and there you go. When I make a change to A, it says first name. When I make the change to last name, for example B, it says last name. So that's the thing that we would like to capture as well, so that we are able to equate the value that corresponds to its field. So let's close this for a while and let's make that change to happen. So let's go to our handle change here. So as you can see, event.target.name is actually it actually shows the name of the field. For example, this is the first name field, last name field. I would like to also go to go to following line and just say value like this. So let's give a save here. So this console here. Yeah, just open your console, and let's say if I click on A like this, and as you can see here, there's 2A, because I mean it's just capturing everything that comes from this state. And let's go and do B here. As you can see here, first name has a value that corresponds to A, then BB is actually corresponding to your last name field. So that's the basic idea of how are we able to make use of event.target.value and as well as event.target.name. So that's the basic idea of how are we able to use that. The next thing is that we need to make sure we set the form data equals to 2 of this. Okay, so how are we able to do that? We're going to close everything here, just remove everything, and we're going to call the set form data like this, and we're going to open the bracket, braces, or you can say bracket, by the way. So inside here, where we're going to have the function that's where we're going to capture the data that has been changed here, either last name or first name. So what should we do is that we need to make sure, let's say we have 10 fields here, 10 fields, and the 10 of them should, let's say only one of the field has been changed. So we would like to also keep the ones that are not being changed as itself, and we only want to change to the value that has been changed. So that's the basic idea of what you're going to do here. So in this case, we're going to make a function, and some simple arrow function called pref form data. This is basically the parameter of the function here, and it's going to be an arrow function, and with some curly braces like this. And inside arrow function with this particular pref form data is basically we're going to return an array, because not an array, an object, because form data itself is an object here. So what you're gonna do here is that the first thing we're gonna do is that we're gonna spread out all the data that's coming from your prev data, so that we don't want to make any changes to the previous data that's not been touched or not been clicked or anything. So we're just going to say prev form data like this, but we would like to have that event dot target dot name to be changed, and this should equals to event dot target dot value. Okay, so as you can see here, this is what we did here. We just made event.target.name, which is the field that has been changed, should be equals to event.target.value is the new value that has been changed. So this is what we're going to do. And as you can see here, there's some error here. There's like a couple of syntax error. So in order to solve this, it's pretty simple. Just you to close everything with square braces, square bracket, by the way. So by doing this, we are able to make we not only just save the previous data, previous form data, and we are also going to save the new event.target that has been changed. We're going to equate it to event.target.value, and that's all. That's all we have to do here. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to hit save here, and once you hit save, what we can also do is that we can console the form data here, whether does it being solved, does it being saved or not. So console log, open this, and we're gonna copy this form data and we're gonna paste it right into here. And yeah, I think that's it for now. Let's give it a save here, and let's go to our browser, inspect, console, and let's clear the old ones here. So yeah, before that, let me just clear everything first. Okay, let me just clear everything again. So as you can see here, when both of these are empty, let's say if I like to have like my first name to be A S D, and as you can see here, only my first name is being stored while my last name is like still an empty string. If I go to last name here and I do the same thing like Q3 or QERT, QWE, and as you can see here, my last name is also being saved every single time when I change the form input here. So in that way, we are able to save this particular object called form data every single time when we make changes to the input field. So that's it for this particular part of the video. We'll be looking more into this in our next coming videos. So thank you guys for watching this entire video till the end, and hope we'll be meeting in our next video where I'll be teaching you more of React Forms as well. Thank you guys for watching. Till then, bye.